Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these gluten-free tuxedo brownies. They're a riff on that classic tuxedo cake, only using a chewy fudgy brownie, a marshmallow cream frosting, and a shiny chocolate glaze. They're so easy to make, so let's get into it. If you have a stand mixer, it definitely makes things easier for this, but you can use a handheld mixer or even a whisk. With a whisk, you will definitely have to use some elbow grease. And we're adding melted butter, two kinds of sugar, both granulated and brown sugar, a little bit of vegetable or canola oil or any neutral oil, vanilla extract, and 4 eggs to this mixer bowl, and we are going to whisk this on high for 5 minutes. And what this does is creates a chewy, fudgy brownie. They are so good, you guys. I got this idea on Bigger Bolder Baking, and I will put a link for her video. These are so good. She has some wonderful, wonderful brownie recipes. And all I did is substitute my gluten-free all-purpose flour blend for this. And as always, you will find the link to the recipe in the description box below the video. So look how this got so voluminous and light. That's exactly what we want. And now we're just going to sift in our flour and cocoa, and I'm using my Kim's gluten-free all-purpose flour blend, the recipe for which is always linked in the description box below the video also. And this is cocoa from Lidl. If you have a Lidl near you, their cocoa is outstanding. I would definitely recommend getting it. So we just fold this through. Nice thick fudgy brownies these are. If you want to use a 9 by 13 pan, I do have instructions for how to change this to a 9 by 13. I'm using a 9 by 9 square pan because I like my brownies extra thick. And I like the brownie to all the rest of the toppings ratio to be much thicker. So we bake these at 350 F for 40 to 45 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out almost clean with just a few crumbs attached. So now we'll make the light buttercream, which is, and I don't mean light as in calories, I mean light as in texture. And this is marshmallow cream and butter that I'm combining in my stand mixer. You can also do this with a handheld mixer or with a whisk if you feel like, pumping up your arm muscles. And make sure you scrape down the sides if you're doing this in a stand mixer, because it is such a small amount that it tends to not fully incorporate on the bottom and the sides. And then we'll add our powdered sugar, a little bit at a time so it doesn't go everywhere. And there you have a marshmallow-like buttercream. So the brownies are out of the oven and cooled. You want to make sure to cool them before you put the buttercream on, or it will just melt completely. And just spread it to the edges. And then after I do that, I like to get it in the fridge for a while before I put the topping on. It is a very thin layer of frosting. It's not a lot. You don't need a lot. And the topping consists of chopped chocolate, semi-sweet or dark chocolate, along with some butter and a little bit of corn syrup. And I'm just mixing this and putting it in the microwave until almost melted, and then I'll continue to mix it until it's fully smooth and melted. Just like this. Really beautiful, shiny chocolate glaze. And then we'll also make the white chocolate that creates those feathers. And this is finely chopped white chocolate. Make sure to use real white chocolate. And I'm adding to this some vegetable oil or canola oil or any neutral oil. And melting it in the microwave again and just stirring it to melt and combine. So we've got those ready. The brownies are nice and chilled, and we'll go ahead and pour this glaze over the top. And spread it to the edges, and then in hindsight, I should have put this on another sheet of parchment and not on my cutting board. So I switched and put it on another sheet of parchment. So maybe you'll be smarter the first time around. That way you can really get to the edges completely and let it get nice and even. Because some will inevitably slide off. Now, while the chocolate is still soft, so you don't want to wait long, put your white chocolate in a piping bag or a plastic baggie with the tip, one of the corners cut out, and pipe some vertical lines. Well, horizontal to me as I'm doing them, they're vertical to you as you're watching this. And they don't have to be perfect. My piping skills are not what they used to be. It doesn't matter because we're now going to take a skewer and run it through it. And you won't know that those lines aren't perfect. So just wipe it off, run it one way, and then turn around and run it the opposite direction. And do this all down the whole length of the brownies. These brownies could be served. It'd be a great Father's Day treat or gift if your dad really likes brownies. Or New Year's Eve for like a black tie event, anything. Or just for any time of the year, really. I just wanted to do them at Christmas because I felt like they were, kind of elegant. So now I have let these chill in the fridge for at least an hour, maybe two, and I'm cutting off the edges. Don't throw those away. I'm sure somebody in your house will eat them. But I want to get nice clean cuts, and my particular square 9 by 9 inch baking pan is a little rounded at the corners. And that is it. Just cut them into squares, whatever size you'd like. They are a chewy, wonderful fudgy brownie, and then that marshmallow like frosting and the chocolate glaze. Enjoy.